What's up guys, Mike here, and today we're doing something a little different on this channel. I mean, I do this kind of thing on the second channel all the time, but I thought it would be cool to make this a main channel video for today. It will not be an everyday thing, don't worry. But yeah, today we are going to play out what happens if Lonzo Ball gets drafted by the Lakers. Because of course, the Los Angeles Lakers kept their pick, and it is the second pick, and that is where Lonzo Ball is slated to go at this time. And let's just be honest, it's where he's gonna go. So if you guys have seen me do one of these things before, you know I try to remain as realistic as possible. The goal of this is not to, screw over the 2K sim engine. It's to try to provide a realistic outlook of what could possibly happen. So we're in the NBA draft right now, and the #1 pick, Markelle Fultz, thank God, secretly I was... thought 2K might do some dumb stuff. But yeah, so again, I think it's just gonna be cool to have some scenarios on this channel, because think of it as just a rapid reaction to what just happened in the NBA. Like, I can just give you my thoughts on big league events without having to really over-research it. So we're obviously taking Lonzo #2. And yeah, guys, putting this video on the main channel is allowing me to take a little more time and research, is the NBA draft lottery rigged? It's something we all really think at this point, because things just haven't added up. Things have been incredibly suspicious. Did we really think that the league was about to let Jason Tatum, #3? Probably not gonna happen. That's probably gonna be Josh Jackson, who in a normal draft is honestly one of the better prospects that I think we've seen. It's just that right now we're so locked into a #1 and a #2 that Josh Jackson is getting slept on. But back to the Lakers. Did we really think the league was going to let its signature franchise lose not only this year's pick? Remember, after signing on Magic Johnson, Harry Giles #5 will never happen, but after signing on Magic Johnson as a new president of basketball operations, and if the Lakers had lost this year's pick, they also would have lost their 2019 first-round pick, which just seems absurd. Like, they either lose both or they lose either. Not really sure why that's even possible. But yeah, we're just gonna sim to the end of this draft because we've got some moves to make, boys. So we see, the 2K draft. Not exactly the most realistic thing. Maybe what I'll do on my second channel in the future is play out a real draft, like realistically what could happen. Harry Giles is not going #5, man. But for now, we've got Lonzo Ball and Ivan Rabb, something like that. And yeah, we're accepting the option on D'Angelo, of course. But we have decisions to make. And that #1 decision revolves around, what do we do with D'Angelo Russell? What do the Lakers do with their point guard of the future that they've been grooming for the last 2 years? Now that Lonzo lands in Los Angeles, can they play together? Realistically, I think they definitely can play together. Lonzo was playing with like a 4-guard offense really in UCLA, and that didn't stop him. He still was able to shine through and be a great player. And we're not going to sign any free agents right now. This just wouldn't be realistic. We'll sign some backups maybe, but anyway, the question that I have about D'Angelo Russell is not, could Lonzo play with him? It's basically, does LeVar want D'Angelo there? That may seem a little crazy, but LeVar has been a force. And if Lonzo proves to be the real deal, well, you just gotta think that LeVar and Lonzo himself, they're gonna want Lonzo to be the franchise guy as a Laker. There might not be room in the Lakers backcourt for D'Angelo. So we're gonna go ahead and just trade him, because I think that realistically could be what happens. So we see player progression. D'Angelo goes up 3 points. Pretty good trade chip. Brandon Ingram goes up 2. Now, Brandon Ingram, I think, is actually the biggest wild card in the Lakers organization right now. Is he a future starter level player on a playoff team? Is he a future all-star level player? I mean, Luke Walton seems to think very highly of this man. He says that once a game, Brandon does something that you don't see from any other player on the court. And he meant that in a positive way. But Brandon Ingram, to me, is just a symbol of the Lakers' direction for the next few years. What are they planning on doing? Are they planning on trying to acquire Paul George as soon as possible and win now? How does that work out with a rookie or sophomore point guard, aka Lonzo, in the next 2 years? But if they are trying to win now, CJ McCollum and Nurkic, the shooting guard and center spot, is a pretty interesting deal for them. Honestly, boys, I think that's what we're gonna do, because we're gonna go into that win now mode. I'm gonna give you a hint. We are going to acquire Paul George, because the goal of this is to make it as interesting as possible. So we got McCollum and Nurkic. We just threw in Luol Deng there because that contract is horrendous. And take a quick glance. Starting lineup: Lonzo, McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Larry Nance Jr., and Nurkic. Well, we're gonna start Randall. We've got a lot of talent, honestly. It hasn't developed yet. We don't have any real superstars yet, but the talent is there. We don't need an 11-man rotation, that is for sure. Lonzo, get your minutes, baby. And so as this season sims, let's talk about the draft. So we've got Philly drafting. What is happening? We can't lose. Okay. Well, Lonzo Ball really is the truth. LeVar, you were right. So Philly drafting 3rd. All I have to say is that I feel like Philly, from what I've read, I feel like they're kind of not in win now mode, like we need to compete right now, but I think they really want to make the playoffs. Is that pick a possible trade for them? I don't know. I think that one of these picks in the top 8 or 2 or 3, I think at least one of these picks is going to be traded. You've got teams like Philly, you've got teams like the Sacramento Kings, who are tired of losing and are just horrible, honestly, and they could do anything. We have no idea what's happening there. You've got teams like the Magic, who have absolutely no direction as well. And then you've got teams like the Timberwolves and the Knicks, who both definitely want to make the playoffs, especially the Timberwolves. Do the Timberwolves really need the 7th pick this year? They'd much rather have a guy that could step in right away and compete, I think. But the 7th pick could be incredibly valuable too. So maybe these teams will hold on to their guys. I mean, this draft, I'm so excited about it. I think personally, my favorite player, not my favorite prospect, not the guy I think who's going to be the best, but I think my favorite player in the draft is De'Aaron Fox. Super athlete, incredible athlete, and he just says all the right things. He just looks like the type of player that you want to put the ball in his hands. You want that to be your franchise point guard. Does that mean I necessarily think he'll be an all-star level point guard? I'm not sure. Obviously, his jump shot is a little bit of a question. But just everything I've heard from him, everything I've read about him, it seems like De'Aaron is the type of player who's going to be in the gym taking 1,000 jump shots a day until he gets good at it. So we're just, I guess we're going to have to go ahead and re-sign Julius Randle, because we can't let assets walk away for nothing. But yeah, it's just a shame that the Knicks are picking 8th. I know I get a lot of, for some reason, crap for people thinking that I'm a Knicks fan or like the Knicks, but I mean, I live in New Jersey, I lived in New York. It's nice to be able to just turn on MSG and see an interesting team. I've basically been just stuck watching Derrick Rose and Melo just isolate all season, and Porzingis just sit there and cry. So it would have been cool to see De'Aaron go number 8 to New York, but I don't think he's going to be around there. Maybe the Knicks will end up with someone like Dennis Smith Jr., who is really the wild card of these guys. Didn't play on an NCAA tournament team like Markelle. Just doesn't have as much hype as Markelle, though, obviously. And we are done with the first season. We see Lonzo put up actually a pretty realistic stat line. Maybe not going to get 2 steals, but 13.7 points, 5.9 boards, 7.7 assists. I could see it. Like, this could be the Lonzo Ball we see as a rookie. And yeah, so you know, the Lonzo Ball effect, and having CJ McCollum on the team probably, has led us to a 6th seed in the Western Conference already. Is it because I am just that good of a presence as a GM? Yes, the answer is yes. So we're taking on the Denver Nuggets. We're just gonna sim right through the first round because we've got faith in the boy. We don't have too much faith. It's fun. First season, it's fine. So with the end of season 1, I just want to quickly say, if you want to see more of these on this main channel, just comment down below. I think it's a cool way for me to just get some thoughts out there on current NBA situations as they develop. So comment if you want to see them, subscribe if you want to see more. Let's go, baby. We're only over 200,000 away from 1 million. We'll get there one day. And if you want to see more in-depth, scenarios like this of other draft prospects, then definitely go subscribe to the second channel. I do stuff like this. I do stuff with trades. I've done like what if Jimmy Butler goes to the Celtics. You definitely do what if Paul George goes to the Lakers. We're about to see that. But I do things like that there. Second channel, good times. These league meetings are definitely a very cool thing for 2K, but they're always just so dumb. Implement a possession arrow rule. I hate that in college basketball. Jump it up! Though my number 1 annoyance with college basketball will be, and I hopefully it someday gets fixed, but will always be, as long as it's a thing, the no continuation. College refs are worse than NBA refs. Continuation, don't let them decide continuation. You're putting even more power in their hands with that. And just continuation should be a thing. Obviously, I'm biased because I'm an NBA fan first, but I hate watching no continuations. Quick little side tangent for you guys there. So the draft doesn't really matter this year, seeing as we got the 6th seed and all. So we've got bigger fish to fry. We have a title contender to build here in Los Angeles. We're gonna focus on this man, Paul George. Player option declined, son. So, to be real, I think there is an incredibly good chance that Paul George becomes a Laker. I mean, we haven't heard, we're gonna have to go clear some cap space for him. Quite a bit, it seems, 28 million, quite a bit. But I haven't heard like one of these player X wants to go to team Y situations since Melo wanted to be a Knick. We saw just how desperate the Knicks were to trade for him at that point. So I could definitely see the Lakers trading for Paul George and giving away assets that they don't need to because they can just wait until he's an unrestricted free agent this summer. Not this summer, you know, this summer in the game 2018. For now, we're gonna have to get rid of $28 million. Mozgov and Clarkson, can we get rid of you? Trying to keep Randall. Clarkson will be no problem. Someone will take him. In real life, like, how did the Lakers get rid of Timothy Mozgov? I'm not sure. I'm not sure who touches that contract. Everyone always is like, oh, it wasn't that bad of a contract. Everyone was giving away so much money, but like, why lock yourself into those long-term deals? Now Mozgov's contract is just going to be very annoying for you to move if you want to sign a guy like Paul George in free agency. So we're just gonna take the Hawks pick here. We just can't have salary for Jordan Clarkson. The Bulls. The Chicago Bulls, of course, are willing to take Mozgov's contract. No, take it, Bulls. Take it. This is what our front office has become. But I do want to say, like I was mentioning before, there are a lot of teams at the top that are going to be willing to make trades, I think. I'm not saying Jimmy's going to go to the Celtics or Lakers per se, especially now that the Celtics have the #1 pick. I could see them keeping it realistically. I mean, I would love Markelle as a Bulls fan. But all I have to say is last year, the Bulls looked like they were willing to take Zach LaVine and a pick that would have become Chris Dunn and trade that for Jimmy, which now, in just hindsight, is disgustingly horrible. But you've got to imagine some team out there has a package that includes a prospect a whole lot better than Chris Dunn, like De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, Josh Jackson. These guys are all right there, but I do understand if Chicago wants to, you know, try to get their complete money's worth. And if you're going to rebuild from Jimmy, you need to do it with a guy who could potentially be a franchise superstar, a top 5 player in the NBA. So as a Bulls fan, I'm going to understand if they don't want to trade Jimmy for anyone other than Markelle Fultz, but I just don't love the direction our team is headed in. But I love the direction the Los Angeles Lakers in this franchise simulation are headed in. My words got tied there. However, let's go. So now we've got Lonzo, CJ McCollum, and Paul George. And guess what, baby? We're not done. We've got Brandon Ingram. We're probably going to trade him and try to make a run at something right now. The Lakers in real life, you know, might be a little more hesitant to trade away future trade chips, but I've only got you for a short time here. So skipping to player progression. Come on, Lonzo. Oh, and we just got Joseph Nurkic for the qualifying offer. Not bad, not bad. Player progression, Lonzo up 3. Okay. Ingram, get that trade stock up. Nurkic just doesn't get better. The disrespect, 2K. The disrespect. Did anyone else see that tweet that said Lonzo looks like what it would look like if an 8th grader tried to draw Drake? That was pretty spot on. But who cares what the man looks like? We're building a powerhouse over here, baby. Things are about to get crazier. Rudy Gobert. Oh no. Oh my God. Let's just do it. Let's just not even think about it. And Trey Lyles? Oh my God. Let's do it. Let's do it, boys. You know, all the best decisions in history were made with let's just do it. Don't even think about it. But for real, look at this lineup right now. Are we cool with Nance? Why does he shoot 12% from 3? Maybe don't take as many of those. All right, or you take 34. All right, it's not crazy. All right, again, do not need an 11-man rotation. All right, guys, this is what we're going with this season. Championship contender? I don't know. This team looks really good. We'll see what 2K does to me. You know how 2K ruins me. So yeah, I just want to quickly just talk more about the Lakers culture here. I don't know what happens if the Lakers take Lonzo Ball and then trade D'Angelo Russell. I mean, if you look at the culture that Bill Walton's been building up there, they've been building with these young guys. Now, I mean, if they're going to start at 18-3, do whatever you need to. But now that's not to say that D'Angelo, Jordan Clarkson, Ingram, Julius Randle are necessarily, you know, a building block, a foundation that you're going to win a championship under. But it definitely is something negative when you just take that foundation that you're building and just destroy one of the main building blocks with D'Angelo if they do decide to trade him. Or maybe, you know, they just slide Lonzo in there and everything is just great. Lonzo is that type of team player. So I guess this all really just relies on how good is Lonzo Ball. Is he going to live up to the hype? And I gotta say, all right, the draft lottery may be rigged. The draft lottery is probably rigged. But You know, Lonzo Ball as a Los Angeles Laker after coming from UCLA, like, this just sounds like an incredible storyline. This just sounds like something I want to see. Like, we're all going to be so excited to watch the Lakers next year. We're all going to be so excited to see if Lonzo Ball can live up to the hype. We're all going to be so excited to see when they finally decide to give up on Big Baller Brand. I mean, come on, like, that brand name just sounds lame. If they had a cooler brand name, maybe I could get behind it, but Big Baller Brand, I'm not about it. But, yeah, at the end of the day, if Lonzo Ball does pull this off, and he seems like the type of person that just pressure just bounces off of him. But if Lonzo is the player that he thinks he can be, his dad knows he can be, and that the Lakers think he could be, then we are in for some very fun basketball, boys. That's all I gotta say. And look at Lonzo's second year numbers. Second team All-NBA for the boy. And we're the 2 seed already. So in 2 years, in this simulation, Lonzo Ball has transformed the Lakers from one of the worst teams in the NBA to the 2 seed in the Western Conference. So obviously, we've had a little bit of help. McCollum, Paul George, Rudy Gobert. Beast lineup. Again, beast. Like, let's just marvel for a second at what I've created. Just kidding. But obviously, a lot of help. But if the Lakers decide to start winning now and they're able to bring in guys like Paul George from free agency, that's a culture change that is going to come from Lonzo Ball succeeding. So for now, we're just gonna mess with the Clippers. No big deal. Just beat them. Okay. All right, good. And Minnesota, number 4. Milwaukee, number 4. Philly, number 1. This is like a bizarro NBA right now, but maybe a glimpse into the future a little bit. I don't see LeBron going down anytime soon. And I don't see the Bulls coming close to the 3 seed. God, please do better. Do better. But yeah, I think what we should, oh my God. All right, so we're gonna sim this simcast because this is incredible. But exactly, like, what would we be looking at right now? Lonzo, McCollum, Paul George, Rudy Gobert versus the Warriors? This might be like the most watched playoff series of all time, literally. And, you know, we're not there yet, it appears. But I'm just really excited for the Lonzo Ball era. I'm very excited to see how Markelle Fultz does. I mean, what does that mean for the Celtics if they keep him? What does that mean for Isaiah? Do they commit the $100 million to Isaiah? Things could change in the NBA very quickly with this draft class. A lot of things could happen. We'll take that dub. We will take that hard-earned dub. We've been eliminated, boys. All right, it's been a fun journey. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what happens with all of this. So thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, would love if you subscribed. Again, comment down below if you think this is a cool format to do some rapid reactions. I think it is. And if you want to see me continue this Los Angeles Lonzo Ball journey, I will do that on the second channel for you guys if you want. So go subscribe to the second channel for more of this stuff and for a continuation of this. And because the second channel is also pretty awesome. And also, you guys are awesome, and I hope everyone has an awesome day. Overusing the word awesome just a little bit. And cue that music.